How's it going, everyone? Welcome back. It's KingBlackToof here. Thank you for joining me. So we're going to do a bit more speculatory stuff on these new cards that we've been shown because they haven't got their abilities. So we're going to start with this Northern Realms one because no doubt it's probably the easiest to identify. I'm struggling with the other ones. But it's a 6 strength Northern Realms bronze. It's agile as well. And as you can see, it's a catapult. And that's the name of it. So there's two avenues for this. It's another crewman type of card, or it's not a crewman card, very much like the reinforced trebuchet. I prefer it to be the latter. I don't want it to be a crewman card. If it is a crewman card, then it's basically a substitute for any of the other crewman machines, which means it's not really going to help because we haven't got any more crewmen recently. So if it's a crewman, it's just a substitute for that. Now, it may be a good substitute. The battering ram is quite a popular one, and that was the latest one to come out. But I hope it's not. And that it stands alone, because then, you know, it's more likely to be included in different decks. However, what is ability? Now, with all the machines, there's so many different types of machines, and they all damage in different ways. Being 6 strength, it falls in line with all those, so it's going to do some damage, most likely. So, how many ways can you damage the opponent? The only one I think they haven't done is it does damage to a target and a bit of splash damage, you know? Damages unit either side of it, maybe so maybe it does 4 damage and 1 damage either side, and with crewman you could bump that up a bit or something. You could always go pyrotechnician on it vertically. Doubt that's the case. So yeah, I reckon it's splash damage, hits a target, damages either side of it for less. So the next card is the Foul Ale card. Now this is a neutral silver card. Now in the Mahakam Ale Festival it countered the Mahakam Ale. It can't hard counter something in multiplayer because it would just never be taken. So it's not like you can play Mahakam Ale and the opponent plays, oh, here's a counter for that. It's like clear weather scenario. It was too specific, and this would be too specific. So it has to do something in its own right. It's a silver card, whereas we've seen a bronze one, Mahakam Ale, and we've seen the golden one. So this is a special card that will have to do some form of damage. Not sure what it could do. I mean, I got the feeling it might be base strength related, but maybe not. You know, maybe it's full moon potion base strength wise, something like that. But obviously a bit less value or something. I am struggling with this one quite a bit, but I'm going to have to go with something like damages the row for 1 base strength each or something. I don't know, it's silver, so it's going to have to be about 12 value-ish for a special card. Special cards are usually not as strong as units can be. Alright, so that's what I'm going to say for this. I've said that the Mahakam Ale was probably a reverse Crow's Eye, so I can't really say that this is the reverse Mahakam Ale. So I'm kind of stumped in the fact that it's silver as well. But I've said my prediction. Let's see if I'm right. So the next guy is this crazy guy from the Isle of Undvik, Herald Houndsnout. Quite iconic guy. I think he ate his friends, but still continued to talk to them with their heads on pikes and stuff, as you can see here. It's a 6 strength silver, agile. We have no idea what he can do, so it's really highly speculatory on this one, unlike the catapult where you can have a nice, decent guess. A lot of people are hoping it's anti-graveyard hate in some respect. Just like a silver card is quite a nice card for a tech choice if you really don't want your cards taken from the graveyard, or you can't really stop an artifact compression, I suppose, because that's kind of stops graveyard loving strategies. But yeah, some way to stop graveyard, maybe steal cards back or something like that. It looks to be a bit consumey, but I doubt they would add consume into Skellige because it wouldn't make much sense. So yeah, that's my prediction. It's not much to go on. But then again, he's such a weird character to introduce that I couldn't possibly understand what he could do. We'll have to wait and see. Interested to see what that one does. And the last card is the She-Troll of Vergen. This is the premium card we can see. Now, during the Mahakam Ale Festival, this triggered a lot of people. I think a lot of people are going to get post-traumatic stress disorder from this particular card. It's an 8 strength monster silver, and it's agile. Now, it's probably related to consume or death wish in some type. Probably both. But I think they could really be creative with this card, and I hope CD Projekt Red has been quite creative. I've got an idea, and it's a very kind of wacky one, but I got the feeling it won't be in there just because it's quite complicated. But we don't mind complicated as long as it's fair. Now, she is the she-troll of Vergen, so it could relate to the troll of Vergen, which looks like this. Maybe she could spawn some of these, but they look really tough, so I don't see how that's kind of going to work. My idea for this card is that she can consume a unit on your side and also consume a unit on the opponent's side of equal or less value. Okay, so the way that would work is that you would get 2 consume triggers, which is nice. It could work for Death Wish. You could activate a Rot Fiend. That means you could consume something of 8 value on the opponent's side, which is great for these Imperia Brigades, Imperia Enforcers, you know, Farseers and stuff. So although it's not a massively high value thing in that case, it would actually do a lot of stuff. But that's just my idea, and it's you know, it needs to be tested. But so I'd like them to be very creative with this card. It's nice to see a troll coming into monsters, but really, I think it's just related to consuming, maybe related to Death Wish in some form. And like I said, it may relate to the Troll of Vergen, but I think that's unlikely. What do you guys think? Thank you for watching this speculatory video, and I'll see you again next time. Take care. Bye.